Hello, my name is Tom Stapleton, Executive Director of the Wakefield Community Access Television Station. And today we have three people that we're going to be talking about the Healthy Living Expo coming up in October 26th at the Galvin School. And the three people I'd like to introduce at this point is John Smolinsky, Director of the Wakefield Lynnfield Chamber of Commerce, Rosanne Russell, who has her own business called Move to Joy here in Wakefield, and Justina Langone, who is the owner and operator of Remedy Exchange here in Wakefield. So what I'd like to do is to start off with you, John, and the first question is, this is your third expo, a Healthy Expo Center event, rather. And my question to you is, how did this start? How did it begin?
Well, there's been a general movement in the local communities around us and the nation as a whole about healthy living lifestyles, what you eat, what you put in your body, exercise. There's an obesity problem within the country. So this was an idea that came about with Rosanne's help in the chamber to bring the community together to discuss methods and ways of improving your healthy living style, what you eat, how you exercise, and to incorporate it into your daily life. And the first one was very successful, and it's grown each successive year. And this year, we're just very grateful because the community pot is growing. We have the Wakefield Police Department joining us. We have the Wakefield Fire Department. We have the Town Health Department. We have the DPW that's going to talk about wastewater and recycling. We have the Municipal Light and Electric Department. So we have a wide range of community involvement from the town itself, as well as a number of businesses. And it brings everyone together in a very friendly family fashion to talk and discuss and educate one another about ways to improve your lifestyle and to improve the manner in which you live your life every single day.
Mm-hmm. What type of a crowd do you think you'll get? Because now it's well known. This is your third event, and wondering just who actually comes. I mean, I know the vendors.
It's a diverse crowd. It's family. You have young children that come with their families. The seniors, a great deal of seniors come because the health department does provide flu shots at this event, which brings in a lot of people for that. The police department will be doing checks for children's car seats. They're also going to have a setup to, if you want to return drugs or medicines that you no longer use that have expired. So it's a wide range from young children to older and seniors, as well as families right there in the middle. So there's something for everybody. And the ladies will be talking about some of the vendors that will be there and the activities that will be taking place that make it an interesting event for just about everybody.
So Rosanne, back getting to you, some of the vendors that are there, are you familiar with who will be there? And
we have a variety. So we have 4 pillars for our Healthy Living Expo. We have fitness, we have wellness, we have mind, body, and nutrition. And so we have a variety of vendors from the different pillars. And so you might be able to come and learn about different ways of moving, exercise tips. You might also, John's already mentioned this town people that are going to be there. I love the fact that the police department are going to be there doing installing car seats. I think that's really helpful. I know when my child was young, I had that done, and it really gave me peace of mind. One of the reasons what we really thought was nice about this expo is that it really is a great way for the chamber to give back to the community and support the businesses in healthy living and give them a way of meeting the community. Often you have a business and you have a business because you want to meet people, because you want to serve the community. And this is just one of the direct ways that you can actually meet the community, talk to the community, and I love it for that reason. We also have our sponsors. We have the Melrose Wakefield Hospital. I'm just going to show the flyer here so we can draw attention to them. And Leahy's had a new change in their name, so I want to make sure I get it right. Beth Israel Leahy Health. And they're our big sponsors, what we call our what do we call them? Our runners, our marquee sponsors, but we like to call them runners, sprinters, and joggers because it's healthy living. And then we have for our runners, I guess these are our sprinters. Our runners we have the Future of Dentistry, and they've been at the expo now for the 3rd year. And this is very exciting because they've never been a sponsor, but they're a sponsor this year. So they were an exhibitor for the last 2 years, along with the Savings Bank and First Financial Trust. So it's just exciting to have these vendors. We're going to have the Y there, 2 different Ys actually. We're having the Reading Y and the Burbank, Rye.
And then the Metro North YMCA.
Yeah, and so that's very exciting to have 2 branches there. But yeah, it's a really great way of meeting local businesses, and I think that FaceTime is priceless. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Well, that's a lot of information there. But you did mention sponsors, and one of them I want to acknowledge is Justina Langone from the Remedy Exchange, who's to my right. And I wanted to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
There. First of all, thank you for being a sponsor.
Of course.
How did you come up with the name Remedy Exchange, and how did you start this business?
So the Remedy Exchange grew out of, well, to be quite honest, I was really good at making smoothies in my own kitchen for a while there. I was a bit of a gym rat for a few years, and it just, I figured, who doesn't love a smoothie? And then my love for nutrition grew in college. I swam in college for a little bit, and we never really had, nutrition fully explained to us, like how we could optimize our athletic performance through nutrition. So the more I got into that and started to read up on it, and then actually, utilize all the programs that my college had offered in the cafeterias, and started to eat healthier, I noticed my times drop. I got better at athletics. I also felt better. I had clearer thoughts. My academics increased. So I was like, there's something to this nutritional thing. So after college, I got more into that. I became a personal trainer and nutritionist, and that just transpired into how can I reach more people rather than being on social media and just giving tips and tricks on a daily basis. And so before I know it, I printed out a business template. It was all 50 pages of it. It was rather intimidating. Filled it out, and so came a superfood cafe is what I wanted to call it at that point. And then just the idea of the fact that food could serve as a remedy for any ailment that you may have, as small as a hangover to as large as cancer and recovery from, major or chronic diseases. Nutrition is the way to get underneath that, not medication. And so I started to understand that more and more. I had within my own family, my father passed away from lung cancer. And with that whole thing that happened, I just became so obsessed with how you could be a better version of yourself, and food is the way to do that. So Remedy kind of grew out of that. It was just Remedy at first, and then, and speaking with a close friend of mine, he was like, we got to develop this a little bit more. And again, as I had explained to him my concept or mission statement to make people understand that food could be like a medicinal cure for any ailment that you have, he said, well, why don't we do the Remedy Exchange? And he kind of drew out the logo where the R came down into the X, like a prescription. So food can be a prescription, and that's where we ended up. And I was able to link up with some really awesome partners. They were originally personal training clients of mine, and totally on the same page, and tried to live the same lifestyle, want to live a longer, better life. And so here we are. And then we found Wakefield, which turned into beyond the most perfect community for it. People, they've just been really receptive to what we're trying to put out there. And here we are 14 months later, and
that was
doing
my next
well.
question. How long have you been in business? And so 14 months. Now, do you have busy times at all?
Yep, absolutely.
You're right there on Tuttle Street?
Yes.
Yeah, Tuttle Street.
Yep.
And you mentioned to me earlier that when the train comes by, are people waiting for the trains? It's a nice little avenue for people to come in and get their little refreshment on the way into Boston.
Absolutely. It's amazing. We're right on the side street where next to St. Joseph's Parish, North Ave Diner, Wakefield House of Pizza, that small side street, Tuttle Street, and on the commuter rail platform. And it's been wonderful. Our busier times are in the morning, and we get those little commuter waves, and just trying to make it easier for them to start their day off on a healthy foot. So.
Well, that's very good. I've been in your store, and the decor is beautiful. They did a nice job, and I guess you went through the whole place. You had to refurbish everything. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yep.
Nice atmosphere.
Thank you. It's been a dream come true.
Right.
So
good. So John, is there any charge for this event?
No, the event is free
Yeah.
to the community at whole,
Okay.
and the sponsors help defray some of the costs of putting the event on. So it's very welcoming in that sense, that it's open to the greater public. Obviously, Wakefield residents in particular, where we're located in Wakefield, but it's the community at large. Surrounding communities can participate, and as I said, it's free. It's open. You can come in anytime between 10 and 1, and stay as long as you want, whatever fits your schedule, whatever fits your particular time frame for that day. You're welcome to stop by and enjoy yourself. Pick up some literature, educational materials, maybe have a smoothie from Justina.
Oh, you're
Maybe
going to have them?
Have
We will.
Rosanne put you through
Oh.
some
Yep.
exercises and breathing that she
very
could do
good.
for
Yeah,
you.
'cause so my yoga studio's on Albion Street.
Uh-huh.
Actually, really
Just a rock throw away
across
from
the street
Remedy.
From
Yeah.
Remedy.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
great.
So you can stretch yourself out and then go have a nice smoothie.
Exactly.
Be a very healthy combination.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We also have some. So for the families, we have a face painter coming, and so we have this really wonderful face painter. So for your little ones, they can come and get their face painted. We also have the fire department is going to be doing, the first responders are going to be doing an obstacle course. So that's going to be really exciting. So while you're walking around learning about information, you can also test your agility and your you can get to know the first responders, which I think again is a wonderful opportunity. But we have a whole family array, and there's just a lot of great ways of meeting other vendors and getting to know who they are. And as Justina mentioned, Wakefield's an amazing community for health and wellness. We have the wonderful lake, but healthy living goes beyond just exercise and goes beyond just nutrition, but also a state of mind. And we have such wonderful services in this community. Both businesses and the town services. So it's really exciting to have everybody be together.
Yeah, and that's what's cool about this expo is I think it's allowing all these businesses to highlight the element of their business that is healthier and allows you to be a healthier version of yourself, however that fits into your life. Because for some people, that's not, exercising isn't ideal for that, but if they can make a small change on a daily basis or within their lifestyle that makes them healthier, then this is an expo that will subject them to lots of different potential like tools and companies and just local businesses that they could tap into that. So
Yeah. So for example, we're going to have some sustainability living and examples of even just how to recycle or how to live in this changing landscape of the environment. So there's a lot of good things happening.
And we also, we had said as a board that we didn't want there to be sort of like soliciting too. So if you guys come, there's going to be lots of giveaways and fun things. And it's really just going to be good vibes, good times, lots of great things. It's not going to be people trying to, sell things to you left and right by any means. It really is going to be giveaways, fun, a good time for all ages. So.
And the Bruins Bear will be there.
Oh, really? Blades?
Yeah, Blades.
This is great.
Blades always comes every year.
He's the man.
Yeah, he walks around.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so Blades should be there. So it'll be a really good time.
Cool.
Well, John, one more question for you. As somebody who's always looking for sponsors ourselves here, how did you manage to get all these sponsors involved? It's quite a few involved in there.
To be honest with you, the helpful part is the concept of healthy living is one that appeals to a greater population than just us sitting here. And these particular businesses step forward.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Melrose Wakefield Hospital, Beth Israel Leahy are very interested in the community as a whole. They have offices here, they serve the community. So they would see a lot of the various illnesses and things that strike the community and want to participate for a healthier community at large. And so they voluntarily came forward. The same thing with the dentistry, talk about good health. The Savings Bank has been a sponsor and a supporter of us in many of our endeavors. And they are always stepping forward to help the Wakefield community. As both the ladies have alluded to, the community as a whole is a great community to be a part of. And these businesses step forward. The Wise step forward. I mean, they're obviously offering a lot of family programs to youth, young adults and seniors. So it wasn't hard to attract the sponsors. They very much like the concept of healthy living. They want to be associated with it. They want their businesses to be associated with that because it's good public relations and community relations to be looking out for the welfare of your community. So it was very easy to attract them. Just simply, we told them what we're doing and they said, how can we help?
You're absolutely right as far as some of these sponsors go in town. They've been very instrumental in helping out a lot of different communities, and us included. So it's very good. And like you said, Rosanne, Wakefield's a special town. And when things get done, people step up and make sure that they become a part of it. So I'm really excited about the town and everything. And they have all these different events throughout the year and so on like that. So.
And it's interesting, Tom, when we speak to different people. For example, we put a little broadcast out to people that associate with the chamber. And I'm sure everyone has their own healthy living tips of what they do for themselves, and I'm sure that the ladies have them as well. But we received an email at the office from one of the town councilors, Ann Santos, who offered some tips on things she's done to be healthier. She referenced that when she goes to work, she tries to park a little farther away from her office so she'll get her steps in while she's walking back and forth. Instead of fighting for that parking space right out front, she'll park a little further away and walk a little bit more. Her another tip she said was, when I'm in a building, I'll try to use the steps if available rather than the elevator.
Yeah.
And then she talked about she's changed, as you ladies probably know, her breakfast routine. She'll try to eat more proteins and eat things that she might not have thought about before. So with very small changes to your habits in life, you can make a substantial increase in living a healthier lifestyle without making huge, dramatic changes. And so many people try to make changes that are drastic, and it doesn't have to be drastic.
Right.
I mean, parking a little further away to walk to work, that's a natural. I mean, okay. So you put yourself in a quarter of a mile or whatever it is, not in 0-degree weather, but in nice weather. And so these simple little tips, and I'm sure Rosanne and Justina have some as well, that small little changes like that will accumulate and add to a better lifestyle. No one single remedy or panacea, but by changing simple little things like that, stairs, walking a little further from your car, changing what you have for breakfast, all contribute to improving a lifestyle. And you never know which one is going to be the one that makes the biggest difference, but it's an aggregate of doing these things. And it doesn't have to be world-changing to make a difference, to improve yourself.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up, because so often people will say, well, I'll do that when.
As a reactive thing.
Right. I'll do that when. I'll go to
thing.
yoga when I'm 5 pounds lighter. I'll do that when. When the reality is, you just have to make these small little changes. You can do it at home. You can do it on your own. And it could be as simple as, like you said, just parking a little bit further away. It's how you can change your outlook. So instead of being like, well, I'm not good enough, it's like, no, you are good enough and you can do it right now. And that's really what this expo is about. How can we support you and give you the tools, as Justina mentioned and John's mentioned, is it's with great resources that you can learn, and hopefully you get inspired to live a more healthy living life, and then you share that with your family.
Yep.
So I think that's also who are you doing this with and for, and that's why we make it a family event. Because once you get those kids signed on to healthy living, they'll help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the educational portion behind it, because people
Right.
want to be healthier, especially now where it's being thrown in their face left and right, is kind of how to proactively do some preventative maintenance for all these ailments that we're running into, unfortunately, as a society. But the educational portion is so important, to subject the community to these ideas for different tiny ways that they could make small changes that will make the bigger difference.
Yeah.
So
And we also have this Wake Up group from the high school, and they always have a Healthy Me wall. And what they do is they ask people to make a pledge, a Healthy Me pledge. And it might be, I'm going to drink more water, one extra glass of water a day. Or it could be, I'm going to walk more, or I'm going to, if it's a young kid, they often write things down like, oh, I'm going to pick up my room. And that's their healthy living tip. But they put it on the wall, and it's just a really great project. So if you come by, make sure you look for that, so that we have high school kids working on that. And it's really awesome. Yeah.
We want this to be a lifestyle that they adopt for themselves, and it's something that they can control. It's not a fad. It's a way of living your life and enjoying your life more. It seems, unfortunately, some of the things that come out and get all the attention are vaping, which is an issue now, or smoking, or whatever it is, or opioids, grab the headlines, and something like healthy living seems to slide into the background. And as Rosanne said, if we can get the children cognizant of this now, and the parents educate them that with small changes you can make a big difference in your life, then it's not a fad. It'll be a way that they'll live their lives going forward and continue to be aware of how they can keep themselves in the best possible health, be it mentally alert, be mentally refreshed, as Justina referred to, and physically. You don't have to be lifting weights. I pick things up and put things down, as they say, but you can still do things with yoga, with stretching, that are still very good for you. I mean, keeping the muscles limber and keeping yourself in a sense of goodwill, that if you mentally are aware of it, or if a senior takes a fall and they're more flexible, they won't break. They won't be tearing these things. So there's a lot of good to be done with it. And with, as I said, childhood obesity being an issue, the sooner we can get to them and educate them, the better for everybody as a community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it certainly seems like a great idea. There's no question about it. And for the third annual meeting that you people have, obviously it's becoming an excess. It's becoming something that people really want. That's what I'm trying to say. So is there any final things
Well,
that
did we
people would like to
We
say?
mentioned the flu clinic. John mentioned the flu clinics. That's going to be from 10 to 2 the whole entire time.
Yeah.
And while that's a preventive measure, obviously very important to get that flu shot for many people, not just for yourself, but for people that you're actually in community with. And we just to let you know, it's age 19 and above. And if you just come with I think you come with your insurance card and you get it through the town. So it's through the Board of Health. Cool.
And right now, we're close to 30 different vendors participating. So there's something for everybody. As Justina said, there will be giveaways, there will be fun activities. So there's a broad range, and we're still having people signing up.
Yeah.
So there's still opportunity for people, businesses or groups to participate if they want to do so. We're still 2 or 3 weeks away, and there'll be a lot going on. So we encourage people to come down. Plenty of parking. It's at the Galvin School, so parking's not an issue. And come in, enjoy yourself, take a look, walk around, and while you're downtown, visit a business.
There you go.
Yeah.
You had to say that. I would be disappointed.
Well,
if you-
if I name one business, I'm
No,
in trouble.
no,
So
no,
I'd have to
can't
go
do
through
that.
a plethora of names, and then
Right,
if I leave
right.
someone out, I'm in trouble. So if you're down there, just visit a local business and support the community and give back the way we're trying to give as well.
Well, before we close out here, I just want to mention to you, John, you do a wonderful job with the chamber. There's a lot going on, and the short time that you've been involved, it's become a very exciting place to be. We love getting together once a month, and it's always turned out to be a good event. And I'm just saying, you're doing a great job as far as I'm concerned.
It's good to hear.
So
Thank you.
I can't pay you anything, but
That's all right.
you're doing a great job.
It's nice to hear that from people within the business
Yeah.
community, that they like what's being done. I could go on and advertise all the events in the month of
Yeah.
October, but we'll
It's
stick to the
incredible.
I
healthy
feel like
living.
we should say something about the Halloween party, though. There will be a Halloween party, so stay tuned.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, we're
then we
working
will
on
do
that. There's a little bit, well, I don't want to get off topic.
Yeah.
But,
But I feel
there's
like we
more
have to
to
mention
come
it
with
because
that.
More to
kids and Halloween, and we're like 4 days before Halloween. So,
Yep.
so keep your.
Okay, so we have the Healthy Living Expo, October 26th of this year, from 10 to 1 at the Galvin Middle School gym. Love to see you all there. Thank you very much for all your participation.
Thank
It's
you,
been
Tom.
fun.
All right,
Thank you, John.
awesome.
Thank you for having us
Thanks
down
for
and
having
helping us out to advertise this to the community.
Absolutely.
My pleasure.